Tuesday. A number of impressive bullpen outings led to your 10th ranked win on Tuesday. So where do you think your team is right now as we move to the middle of April?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good spot. Tuesday was a good game for us. We needed that game to kind of get back going. It was kind of a sluggish weekend at Auburn, and didn't have great starts, weren't great offensively. Found a way to win a game, which was great, but we kind of need to get back on track against a really good team, understanding we got another good one coming in this weekend. So kind of getting a hole early, don't play great there in the third, but to find a way to scratch and claw back into that thing and end up on the right side of it was huge. So you said it, really good bullpen outings, some really good offense in those later innings against some good arms. So just overall, a really good win.
And the win on Tuesday was your 10th comeback win of the spring. So do you think the three pillars of toughness of the program, which are toughness, ownership, and grit, do you think that plays a part in the Tide never being out of the game?
Yeah, I think it's a big piece of it, but those things are great. It's all about if your guys buy into them or not. It sounds cool, it looks cool, it's a cool tradition, but if the guys aren't living it, it really doesn't matter. And I really think that Ohio State game early in the year, whatever that was, week 2 or 3 in Jacksonville, that come from behind win, I think, just did a lot for our guys. I think it showed them they're never out of it. I think there's a reason we've played a ton of tight baseball games, and I think our guys are really comfortable playing in those spots where a lot of teams aren't. You get to those spots, and I'm not going to name the names. I said this with teams, but there are certain teams we've played. I'm like, guys, they're used to playing in this game and losing it. We're used to playing it and winning it, so just stay in the fight and keep coming. And more times than not, it seems like we're on the right side of it. And a big piece of that, I think, is those guys just believe. They believe in themselves. They believe in their teammates. They believe we're never out of it, and that's a really collective effort. And it's a fun team to coach when they're playing with that kind of mentality.
And through 34 games, you guys are 20-6, so just 6 wins away from matching the 2024 win total. So, as well as having not lost more than 2 games in a row, what do you think the primary reason that this Alabama team has been able to shake off defeat and kind of just get back to work?
Yeah, you just said a lot of things here that might jinx us here. No, I just think it's a really mature group. It's a lot of older players, whether it's transfer or returners. Our young players are incredibly mature. Like Justin LeBron's only a sophomore, doesn't feel like it. Zane Adams only a sophomore, doesn't feel like it. So even our young guys are just experienced. And so, I think what this group has done a really good job of, again, it sounds like coach speak when I say it, but they really just come out and play each day for what it is, and I was talking to guys about that the other day. If you win 11 straight, the only thing that matters is coming out and testing yourself in game 12. If you lose 11 straight, man, that doesn't mean anything unless we let it, and I think this group's been really mature at just showing up and viewing every one of these games we've played is a test of our preparation, is a test of our toughness, is a test on our ability to execute. And fortunately, more times than not, we've been on the right side of it. And I think when you get to this point of the year, you're getting ranked, and people are going to start very soon, if they haven't already, start coming out with all this postseason stuff that literally doesn't mean a dang thing until Memorial Day, and so it's going to be just continuing to have that test for our maturity and our ability to just stay in the moment and stay present.
And Mississippi State is coming into town for another SEC series, so what do we know about this Bulldogs team, and how do they match up with the Tide?
I mean, you look at their conference record and you're like, man, it's the bottom of the barrel team in our league. And then you go look at them on video and you realize, oh, they've played Texas, they've played LSU. Like, they played some tough opponents as you go through this thing. They can really, really pitch. Like, Pico Cone tomorrow night is going to be tough. And he's an Alabama kid. I hate when Alabama kids come in here and play Alabama. It seems like they get an extra little kick. But he's elite. Some really, really good bullpen arms. Are really athletic. I feel like Hunter Hines, I don't know how that guy's still in college. I feel like he's been in college for 10 years. Really experienced player. Bryce Chance, they have athleticism, they have power. You look at their offensive numbers, are very, very similar to ours. We've hit a couple more homers, we've stole a few more bases, but very similar offensive numbers. And they can really pitch, really, really pitch. So it's going to be a tough series. I think I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he said, he's like, yeah, I expect at least 2 or 3, but I'd really like a sweep. I'm like, buddy, you have no idea how hard it is to line up and do what we're doing right here. But it's going to be a great test. They're really talented. They're really good. They're playing hard. They're coming off a good weekend, taking 2 or 3 against South Carolina. So we had a weird weekend against them last year where we were all sick as a dog that for whatever that was, 3 straight days. So hopefully everybody's healthy, showing up to the yard tomorrow, and we can come out and have a good weekend.
And you guys haven't won a home series over Mississippi State since 2010. So what's it going to take to pick up this series win this week?
Oh, perfect. That's new information. No, I mean, you just got to come play good baseball. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You've heard me say that a lot. Like, if we get good starts, if we execute out of the bullpen and we have timely hitting, we got a fighting chance. Now, that's all you can ask for in this league, and that's what makes this league different than everybody else. You can play good and still lose. Like, that's the reality of baseball in the SEC. So for us, that's just what I want to just see us be ourselves. I think we're going to get a great crowd. We should have great weather. So just don't let the moment get big. Just go be ourselves and go execute out here, and then see what happens. And I think if we can come out and do that and stay focused on who we are, more times than not, it's going to end up in the right end for us.
Speaking of great crowds, A-Day is taking place on Saturday prior to the baseball game that afternoon. So how exciting will it be to have this fanfare in town this weekend?
Yeah, it should be cool. I mean, it's going to be a cool day for everybody. I mean, everybody's kind of anxious to see what year two of Coach DeBoer looks like, and it seems like everybody around the country, their spring games are all different and weird and something else. I have no idea what ours will even look like over there, but I know it's at noon and we kick off, I think, at 2 on Saturday, so it should give guys time to jaunt down from Bryant-Denny and come in here and get rocking at the Joe.
And is there anything else you'd like to say to the fans this weekend before an exciting weekend begins in Tuscaloosa?
No, just the same thing I reiterate. They matter, and we appreciate what they've done this year. I mean, they were electric that Tennessee weekend. They were great the Oklahoma weekend. It's just what it should be here. That's just what it should be here in Tuscaloosa during baseball season in the spring when you get a beautiful day outside. The thing to do is to go to the Joe and watch the boys, and I think the guys have fought hard for it. I think they're a fun brand of baseball to watch. They're an easy team to pull for, and the fans have been fantastic all year. So that's what I want to see. I want them here. I want them rowdy and go make a difference for us this weekend.